Good evening. This meeting is called to order. Welcome to the November 15, 2017 meeting of the Southeast Local Board of School District. Please stand for salute of the flag and a moment of silence.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Ryan, Dr. Ryan, may we have roll call, please?
You have to approve.
You have to approve.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do I have a motion to approve Dr. Jeff Ryan?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Dr. Ryan, may I have roll call, please?
Ms. Cavallari.
Present.
Mrs. Forbes.
Present.
Mrs. Gallagher.
Present.
Mrs. Irons.
Present.
Mr. McBride.
Present.
Ms. Monroe.
Present.
Mr. Young.
Present.
Dr. Wilson.
Here.
Ms. Harris Johnson.
Present.
Student representatives, Ms. Phillips. And Ms. Scott Robinson. Dr. Butts.
Present.
Mr. Diorio. Present.
Thank you, Dr. Ryan. Please note that persons wishing to address the board must be a resident or an employee of the school district. Provide their name and address and complete the yellow card that you'll receive in the back of the room. At this time, I have no comments. The students' representatives.
Good evening, members of the school board of directors, administrators, teachers, students, and community members. Here are your Academy Park High School announcements.
The photography club is facilitating a scavenger hunt at Academy Park High School. The following are a few examples of photos that the students are being challenged to take. A sign of the school mission statement, Mr. Robinson posing with the knight statue in the lobby, and a science lab beaker or test tube being held by a science teacher. Ms. Pugar and Ms. Baumgart will be organizing a party for the winning team.
The Pay It Forward Club, in conjunction with the Gardening Club and the Gifted Program, are working to construct green spaces around Academy Park High School. On November 1st, Academy Park High School students attended a field trip to Longwood Gardens. The field trip provided the students with the opportunity to take a better understanding of green projects and also insight into careers into horticulture. The following students were in attendance for the field trip: Michaela Carbo, Zakira Ross, Janae Chisholm, and Jasmine and Lauren Jasawak, Eugene Williams, Fatmata Stephen, and Miyatu Korma.
And now it is time for the Malcolm Bevins news segment for the school board report. Malcolm Bevins was selected to participate in the 2017-18 Junior Achievement Be Entrepreneurial program. He has been placed in the student company internship hosted by Ernst & Young in Philadelphia, where he will attend after school sessions. The following is an overview of the Junior Achievement Be Entrepreneurial program. The students are introduced to the essential components of a practical business plan, and the program challenges the students to start an entrepreneurial venture while still in high school.
The students will be able to recognize characteristics and practices of successful entrepreneurs. The students will be able to evaluate an entrepreneurial idea based on product, customer, and competitive advantage criteria. The students will be able to demonstrate business planning skills for venture startup, marketing, financing, management, and ethical decision making.
Yesterday, Malcolm was a guest on the Fox News show Good Day Philadelphia.
It is the nation's oldest continuous academic quiz competition. It's called HiQ, and it's about to embark on its 70th season. Yeah, it started right in Delaware County. Great fun for high school students in my county. Delco. I was asked to compete in the celebrity version of High Q tonight, so now we're going to have some practice with my teammates. Malcolm Bevins, a senior at Academy Park High School. Jared Falk, a junior at Christian Academy. And they're my teammates this morning. We want to thank the Delco Intermediate Unit and Franklin Unit Federal Credit Union Partners in Education because they administer the High Q program. It started in Delco 70 years ago and is now spread all across the country. I'm going to throw my notes away and then we can get started. Tonight, Newman University is the Celebrity High Q. It's only $10 to get in and it all benefits keeping High Q going in Delaware County.
Hey, Malcolm, what year are you?
I am a senior.
Where are you going to college, you know?
I'm eating Penn right now, so hopefully that'll come through.
Oh, look at you.
wow.
It's great
Penn.
news.
What
That's
about
big
you?
time.
I am planning to go to Penn also, but right now I'm a junior, so
Still looking.
still looking to go to Penn.
Looking around.
We're screwed.
This is it.
All right, so Quincy, all yours.
You guys have no chance.
No.
Okay, well, listen. You guys have to buzzer in. This is the first question.
Now you're
on
going to
High
give
Q.
one to one team and one to the other team, or just in general?
No, you guys have to hit the buzzer. If
Oh,
you,
okay.
If you think you
All
know the
right.
answer.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, we have
Okay.
hours.
Question number one. Of the 5 Great Lakes, only one lies entirely within the borders of the United States. Give the name of this Great Lake. Michael Eugene?
Michigan.
You're absolutely correct.
Why am I so shocked?
We let him have that one,
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
guys?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Just to
Oh, really?
appease him. Okay. All right.
Second
everybody.
question. This is a physics question. State,
gosh.
state the name of the change of phase that happens when evaporation occurs beneath the surface of a liquid, resulting in bubbles or vapor buoyed to the surface. Michael Eugene.
Photosynthesis.
That is incorrect.
That was wrong.
I just want to beat them.
Well, that's not going to beat them.
Effervescence.
We got it.
Evaporation?
No. The correct answer we were looking for is boiling. Yes.
That's what that because you're so ready to
Yeah.
I am boiling mad over this.
At least we both got it. Boil water
Okay,
every
you
day.
guys are still leading 1-0.
We're still winning. We're still
We're
winning.
going to American government. This question is, the 19th Amendment, ratified in 1920, gave women the right to vote in national elections. Give the name of the state that gave women the right to vote in 1869 while it was still a territory.
Well, that's going to be way west of the Mississippi.
Wisconsin?
You're absolutely correct.
Nicely done. Nicely done. All right.
Malcolm, we're
Okay.
tied now.
We have two more questions.
too much
This is a
cheese.
biology question. How are you guys feeling so far?
I'm feeling great.
A little
A
gassy.
little gassy? Okay. Yeah, okay.
That must have been the Pepsi.
Okay, well, listen, biology. This is our fourth question. Identify the immune response against a harmless substance such as plant pollen.
Allergies. Sorry. Allergies.
You're absolutely correct.
Congratulations.
It's going on.
Beautifully
Look at the
done.
smarty pants
Again,
on you.
we just didn't want them to feel bad.
Okay, this is our last question, guys.
Sure.
Can you tie it up? Or will you guys lose? It's about American government.
So dramatic.
Oh, yeah, you have to be. Only one man has become president who was not elected as president or vice president. He was nominated to the vice. What is going?
It's the ad on the app for the buffet.
Are you guys doing the mushroom?
Just yell.
Come on.
I don't even know the question anymore.
Are we done, Sue?
All right, we're back.
Golly.
Okay. Say it
All
again.
right. Hold on.
Okay, they
It's
know
for
it.
American government. Only one man has become president who was not elected as a president or vice president. He was nominated to the vice presidency when the vice president resigned and later succeeded.
You didn't even finish the question.
Well, you should know it because it's one of those things you know. Go ahead. What is it?
Gerald Ford.
You're absolutely correct.
I knew that one.
We knew
By the way, for extra credit was Spiro.
I was actually alive.
Wow. You guys actually won.
All right.
What?
Good job.
We did.
Well, you know, we didn't want to bruise your ego.
Tell us about the event.
Well, it's going to be tonight, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Tickets are still available for tonight's event. It's going to be at the Bruder Life Center inside Newman University. That's in Aston, Pennsylvania. We start at 5:30, $10, but there's VIP access for $25. And remember, all the money goes to keeping the High Q program going in Delaware County like it has been for the past 70 years. And if you want more information on tickets, fox29.com. We got a link to the website, and you can get your tickets.
Can we just throw in some honesty here?
Yeah.
We received the questions our producers did. They were so hard, we begged them to make them easy.
To make them easier, yeah.
So tonight, don't expect anything like that.
No, it's
They're
going to be fun.
intense.
And we've got some other local celebrities from other local radio stations and
Oh,
from the
great.
Philadelphia Phillies and all kinds of fun folks.
We'll see you tonight.
Malcolm's guest appearance on the show was a precursor for the Celebrity Haiku contest, which took place at Newman University last night from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Malcolm and the Student All-Star team defeated the celebrity teams by a wide margin. The contest was an awesome experience for all of the participants. Outstanding accomplishments for Malcolm. Congratulations and kudos to Malcolm once again representing Knight Nation.
Thus far, during the month of November, the following universities or colleges have visited Academy Park High School: Virginia Commonwealth University, Widener University, Goldie Beacom College, DeSales University, Indiana University of Pennsylvania, Cabrini University, the Williamson College of Trades, Eastern University, and Johnson & Wales University. Knight Nation students took advantage of these opportunities to gain additional knowledge about the colleges or university experience.
Reading is fundamental. School librarian Miss Cluza has organized and set up the Million Word Challenge at Academy Park High School. The Million Word Challenge will run from November through May. The contest encourages students to become active readers. Gift prizes are available for students who complete the program.
Today, the Rising Scholars Program went on a college trip tour at Kutztown University. The campus visit will serve as another opportunity for the Rising Scholars to gain additional insight and information in regards to a college or university experience.
The football team finished the year with a 7-4 record. The team advanced to the second round in the district playoffs. Congratulations to the football team on another competitive run in the Del Val.
On November 9th, Mr. Esposito and Mr. Robinson facilitated meetings with the parents and guardians of the 12th grade students. The meeting served as an opportunity to discuss the concerns of parents and guardians in regards to graduation and the senior prom. Parents and guardians were also provided information additional related to the dual enrollment opportunities at DCCC and the overall school program at Academy Park High School.
On November 14th, Mr. Robinson facilitated meetings with the parents and guardians of all Academy Park High School students. Parents and guardians were provided with information related to the dual enrollment opportunities at DCCC and the overall school program.
To see Malcolm's guest appearance on the Good Day Philadelphia show, you can go to http://www.fox29.com/good-day293648921-video. And this concludes your Academy Park High School announcements.
Thank you, young ladies. And if you would like to leave now, because I know you have homework, feel free to do so. Dr. Butch, do you have a superintendent's report?
I will do my report after the Darby Township student presentation.
Thank you.
So Darby Township can come forward for the presentation. I believe you have a PowerPoint. Is that correct?
Yep, perfect. Thank you so much. Well, thank you for allowing us to present tonight. When I came to Darby Township School in August, I noticed they had a positive behavioral interventions and supports system already in place, and it was quite impressive. So I was working with Mrs. Jackson when she was still the guidance counselor at Darby Township to talk about the PBIS that's in place and where we'd like it to go. I know Academy Park, as well as the other schools, has a PBIS as well, and we were trying to make it a little bit more district unity kind of going on. So we took some of the things that the high school had worked on over the summer, including the banners and just some of the wording, so that when the kids go to the high school, they're used to seeing the same format. We have this very powerful cartoon which kind of shows why we need to have a PBI system in place, because we want to make sure that none of our kids kind of get metaphorically tossed out the window, because we want to make sure that nobody falls through the cracks or ends up in the alternative school or the welfare system, judicial system, or anywhere else. We want to make sure that we're providing them everything they need to be able to be successful within school. So at this time, I'm going to turn it over to the experts.
So what exactly is PBIS? What exactly is PBIS? It is a systematic approach. So with PBIS, we're looking at what can we do to create a common culture and a common language in our school, so everyone knows the expectation in every area of the school. So from classroom to classroom, from hallways to restroom, there is a clear expectation and everyone knows what those expectations are. So it is prevention. It includes all students. It is safety. Students can't learn if they don't feel safe. It is a positive climate and culture, and it is consistency. Well, now what makes it different? Because it's an organized system of positive behavior, a positive management system, it is taught, it looks at the disciplinarian actions, and it is school-wide. Major components of PBIS. The first one is teaching. Students don't know what the expectation is if they are not taught that expectation. So it is our job as educators to teach them the expected behaviors while in school. And if those behaviors are not presented, then students need interventions. And so for those interventions, we revisit how we taught those initially. And then recognition. So in recognition, we know that 60% of our students do exactly what they need to do. You have that maybe 30% that could go either way. They could be influenced by the negative students, or they could be positively influenced. So we have to put things in place to make sure that they are influenced correctly. And then you have maybe 10% of students that doesn't matter what you do, sometimes suffer with what the expectations are, but that means we have to continue revisiting our interventions.
So what are some of the benefits of PBIS at DTS? Well, of course, it's overall creating a safe environment and positive relationships. When we look at the research and we look at why teachers are struggling when they are struggling, it's usually based on classroom management and behavior management. That's what teachers say is their biggest challenge. And also that's where they get the least amount of training, both at the university level and at the professional level. So when we're looking at what are the benefits, it's teaching kids as well as teachers what are the expectations. So we teach the kids the expectations, but we're also giving the teachers strategies for how to deal with those behaviors that maybe aren't so positive, and then giving them strategies for dealing with the positives. So having those reward systems in place. And then what are the guidelines for identifying expectations? Well, you want to make sure it's short, sweet, and to the point. We're going to show you our matrix in just a minute, but everything should be stated with positive language. It should be observable. They should be, again, positive, observable, but you also want to make sure their expectations are clear, age appropriate. They can be generalized across multiple settings. And then again, that students are rewarded. So here's an example of our matrix. That's fine. That one's cut off a little bit. So the first one that you see up there is an example of the matrix that's posted in one of our hallways. The yellow column is just showing the students those behaviors for the hallway. Another one is an example on a classroom door. So again, they're general enough that they can be applicable in all the classrooms that they're encounter. We want the students to see the same guidelines in art class and music class that they also see in their homeroom or any classes that they travel to. Again, the hallway expectations are posted in every hallway in the building, so they see these. Our 4 main guidelines are the be respectful, be responsible, be ready, and be safe.
Good evening. I'm Sienna Collins, the DTS Student Council President. Instead of listing expectations, Darby Township hosted Honor Among Knights Boot Camp, also referred to as Night Camp, led by boot camp lieutenants in each classroom who did an interactive lesson on the procedures. There were also teachers and administrators, aka lieutenants, who did lessons in the cafeteria, hallways, restrooms, recess yard, and more. Expectations are posted and communicated in every student in every setting in the building. There is now a clear picture of how to be successful in Darby Township School. Here are a few pictures taken during the Honor Among Knights boot camp. Now let's check out a few videos from Midnight Camp.
And how to be safe out of recess. Okay, number 1 is to be respectful. Okay, out of recess we have limited equipment. Okay, there's not enough basketballs or jump ropes or footballs for everybody to have their own. Okay, so you need to make sure that you share. I need about 5 volunteers out here with me. Ella, come on out. Zora, come on out. Hi, out here please. Kyle, out here please. Olivia. Okay, we have 1 basketball. Play. Okay, stop right there. Stop right there. Ladies and gentlemen, give me a thumbs up if you thought they shared the basketball. Thumbs up if you thought they shared. Not really. What? I'm not really sure what you saw, but I saw the 2 gentlemen were the only 2 that actually touched the basketball during that time. Okay?
Be responsible, be ready, and be safe. So what does it look like to be respectful in the hallway?
Good evening. I'm Samaya Met, the DTS Student Council Secretary. After the night camp, we finished the day with a PBIS kickoff assembly in the gym. The PBIS kickoff assembly was a smashing success. After spending the day learning the school-wide expectations for behavior, the Academy Park cheerleaders came over and showcased the dance and music centering around DTS and PBIS. It was a great way to celebrate the start of a new school year and got students excited to be a part of DTS community. Here's one of the cheers from the Academy Park cheerleaders. I'm looking forward to going to Academy Park even more now.
So our students went through the Knights boot camp, the Honor Among Knights boot camp, but we have to continue that throughout the year. So every Monday morning, students participate in the Honor Among Knights lesson. And those lessons are based on data. They're data driven. So we're pulling the discipline data from the building and we're seeing like where are our areas of concern. And so that's where we need to revisit. So if it's restrooms, then they participate in a restroom lesson. It's even come up where students are touching the artwork in the hallway. So instead of punishing those students who are being punitive, we need to teach a lesson on keeping your hands to yourself in the hallway. Oh. And this is what this lesson is. How do I play? Oh, okay. So this was tied to our increasing our attendance at our school and students getting to school on time. So we call it HOT, Here on Time. It's getting hot in here. And the students listen to the song every Friday. And so what you see on the board is every student's name is written on a clock. And if you are on here and on time every day, your name remains. When you are late or you're absent, your name comes down. So then it's a visual throughout the whole building so everyone sees it. And it really affects you when your name comes down. And the students, when a whole class is here and on time, so a way to reward the whole building or your whole class, if your whole class is here and on time each week, then a class is drawn at the end of the week and they win a donut party every week. And then these students who are here and on time for the whole marking period are rewarded at the end of the marking period as well. So you're rewarded individually and as a group. So it's a way to be a positive peer pressure to get your peers to get the class on time without it being punitive or negative.
Can't touch this. Can't touch this. Can't touch this.
Everyday students have the opportunity to earn DTS dollars by displaying appropriate behavior. Dollars are given in $1, $5, and $20 increments. For example, a student might earn $1 for offering to help another student who dropped her books in the hallway. Any student who receives perfect attendance for the month earns $10.
The school store is open every Friday during lunches. The student council members and some homeschool parents run the store. We have the opportunity to buy things such as pens, pencils, erasers, small toys, headphones, and even buy chances for gift cards to the movies and some local stores and restaurants.
So just some more of the PBIS happenings at DTS. There's bi-weekly meetings. So there's a voluntary PBIS team. Teachers can join. And we meet every other Tuesday morning. And we talk about things like incentives, different programs we want to put in place. DTS is also working to be a recognized PBS school at the state level. In doing that, we've partnered with a coach, Trish Seifert from the DCIU. So we met with her a few times last year. We also met with her during the summer so that, again, we can become a state recognized school. In order to become a state recognized school, you have to move towards full district implementation. So the hope is that we know that the other district schools have pieces of this in place, that we can all move towards full implementation. We also have some attendance incentives. We mentioned some of them. So the daily incentive, the hot classes. If your class is here and on time, you get your name put in for a donut party on Friday. We have a monthly incentive. So any student who's here for the entire month, they get $10 for the DTS store. We also have quarterly incentives. If you're here for the entire quarter, every single day, we try to recognize you at the end of the quarter. We try to make it bigger. So like a 3-day event where the first day you may get breakfast delivered to your classroom, with the idea that we want the other kids to see that. So they want to jump on board. They want to be here every day and get that. Then we may have a dress down day. We may have an extra period in the gym with open gym time. So we want to appeal to all different grades and all kids. If you're here for the entire year, we have even bigger incentives. So if you're here every single day, no in-school suspensions, no latenesses, no leaving early, you will have in 6th, 7th, and 8th grade your Dorney Park ticket paid for. We also have some big incentives like that for the lower grades as well.
So we know how hard it is to be the new person at a school. So we make sure that we also bring in students who are newly enrolled to our school. We do a new student breakfast. So any student who is new, we bring them in, breakfast is provided. We take them on a virtual tour of the school. We show them, or we orient them to our building and go through PBIS with them as well. So they're on board with all the incentives that the other students miss. So that's a way of capturing students who are not there at the beginning of the year who missed the kickoff party. We also wanted to know, how can we include our bus drivers? Because we know the school day doesn't start when they walk through the door, but it starts when they get on the bus. So we want to be able to empower our bus drivers. And in order to do that in a positive way, we had to figure out how can we convey the same message that we are conveying to our teachers and our staff and our parents. So during Bus Safety Week, when the buses pulled up at our school, each bus driver went through a positive behavior support training on Honor Among Knights on the bus. So we had a PowerPoint running outside. They was also given that PowerPoint and a bus matrix for their bus. So instead of sit down, they could say, are you showing honor among knights right now? Are you being responsible? Responsible is sitting. And so it was laid out exactly for them to give them the wordage to use of what to say to the student. So this is the same thing that they're hearing during the day, and they're also hearing it on the way to school and on the way home from school. We also were able to get Manhattan Bagel, Wawa, and ShopRite to sponsor a breakfast for the bus drivers on that day.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Damon Wade, the assistant principal at Darby Township School. And at this point in our presentation, I would say, why should we teach these expectations? Why not just tell the students the rules? Well, excuse me, we teach students everything else. We teach them how to read. We teach them to swim. We teach them to multiply. We teach them to drive. Why not teach them to behave? And we do that through our PBIS program at Darby Township School. And we do that hopefully to not have to punish them with any type of consequences like detentions and suspensions and all of those things. This is trying to keep us from having to do those things. So we reward them positively using the DTS dollars, as has been mentioned already in our presentation. We thank you very much for your time tonight and appreciate it. Thank you.
I would like to thank the Darby Township School, the teachers, and the students for doing such an excellent job in such a short period of time, since school only started in September.
So, a couple of items in my superintendent's report. District hosted the family math night on November 2nd at Harris School. This was the 4th year for the event, and participation has increased each year. I want to thank the teachers and parents and students who participated in the event. It was a very nice event at Harris, so thank you very much. All 4 of our grades 1 through 8 schools are collecting items for Thanksgiving for the food baskets that we will donate to the district's families who are in need. I want to thank and commend our students and staff for their generosity and kindness. Every year we have done this, and every year we collect additional food and for our families who are in need. So thank everybody for that. Over the next couple of days, parents and teachers will be holding teacher conferences. They will be held tomorrow at Academy Park and Monday and Tuesday at the kindergarten through 8th grade schools. Parents who need additional information should contact their child's school about it. There was an executive session held prior to the committee, or held at the Committee of the Whole meeting on November 9th, and also prior to this board meeting to discuss personnel items and the superintendent contract. I respectfully request from the school board that we enter into executive session now to continue our conversation.
Do I? We will have a recess at this time.
Where are we going?
Okay. We're going to have an executive session at this time.
Where are we going?
Go into my office.
Oh, I can put this up? Yeah, right. Brian, the water cooler, show her the water. Yes.
We're dying. You sure you said you wanted to do this? Mm-hmm. Are you sure? Shoot. This is Raquel. 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 Wasn't I right about what the rumors would be on?
Well, that's not the, but you know what?
That doesn't, this is a corporation. See, you can't put, you're putting emotion in the decision. You can't do that. You can't do that. I deal with CEOs all the time. You can't do that. It's got to be non-emotional. You have to push and get what you want. You have to make it move. Here, I use emotional all the time. But you can't hear. You're on a board. There's no emotion. There's no emotion. You guys got to stop the emotions.
You'll never take emotional out of it.
You have to.
I need to drink the bottle. Put on the cartoons.
It's not working. Somehow it got disconnected.
No, it was cold, now it's hot. I'm hot. Who are we missing?
Teresa just had to run.
And Tammy's gone. Your what? Yeah, the pill? Yeah.
Mr. Nurse, are we ready?
This meeting is called to order.
I would like to thank the board for granting the executive session. I thought our conversation during that time was productive. I do appreciate it.
You're welcome, Stephen.
My report is done.
Okay. Now we're going to start the voting. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda as submitted?
So move. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes from the October 26, 2017 regular board business meeting?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Do I have a motion to approve the treasurer's report?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Are there any questions on the bills?
Actually, I do have one.
God.
On page
Surprise.
262, Newman graduation. Are we going to have the Newman graduation, and is it what time?
So 2 items with that. My understanding, Mr. Robinson, is you will be following up with students later this week. Is that correct?
Yes, Friday.
And the decision on finalizing, we approved Newman as a graduation site. However, coming back to Knightsfield is definitely a possibility. There are some financial differences, but it's not anything that we can't overcome. It's more just working out logistics. So after the survey, we will come back to the board. It will be next month. There are some potential consequences with Newman. However, they are part of our wider school community, and we intend to work with them. They will work with us. I'm positive of that. So we will come back to that.
While you have Mr. Robinson, was there anybody looking into the contract for the prom being out of state?
So that was also a conversation we have had, and that will be also followed up with by Mr. Robinson. The contract has 2 different clauses that need to be looked at.
Okay.
One clause indicates refunds are not, that down payments are not refundable, and that's in the amount of $6,000.
Whoa.
Another part of the contract indicates that if you cancel more than 6 months prior, which is prior to December 11th, I believe, that there would be 35% of the total fee that has to be paid, which is estimated at $15,000. So $15,000, 35% comes out to be roughly $5,250. Either way, it's considerable money. It is a issue we need to address. We have been at Camden Aquarium within the last 3 years. We've been at the ballpark a couple times. We have been out of state previously. The biggest issue is if there truly are transportation concerns getting there, how do we deal with them? How do we address them? And I would guess a yellow school bus is not the way to address them, but there may be. I know previous years when we went over to Camden, I had a discussion with a couple students that never played out about the possibility of a coach bus being considered. I know my son and daughter have had their proms down here at Drexelbrook, which is considerable distance away from North Penn High School, and they have gone on a chartered bus. So
All right, well,
There
can we,
are-
if we're stuck with this for this year, can we make a note that we don't want to be out of state next year again?
So I would
We want to
suggest
stay in the Philadelphia area?
January, February, we have that discussion during committee of the whole with the high school administration and set parameters at that point. Okay, this is the venues that we want considered. Okay? And some of the size of our event is part of the issue also. There are some limitations on what venues can accommodate us.
Okay.
So, okay?
Yep.
So both items, prom and graduation, is a slight punt into next month. Okay?
Ms. Gallagher, or you have any other questions?
I just had one thing. I would like to thank whoever the secretary is who records the bills for the charter schools for putting all of these bills on one page. This makes it much easier for us to know how much money we are putting out each month for charter schools, and I would just like to thank them for that.
There she is right there.
Thank you.
Give her.
I have two quick questions.
Yes.
Page number 247, check number 55179 for, I guess the vendor's name is Corbett. $13,646.23. It says replacement furniture. I was wondering, is that children's furniture or is children's?
I'm pretty sure that is a set of, and I see nods, and Dr. Ryan is looking, but I am pretty sure that is coming out of a replacement account for furniture, student desks, and chairs, tables and chairs for student classrooms.
Okay.
Stop looking now. You can stop, Jeff.
He's on a mission.
Okay, and then just the last one, page 274, check number 5077 for Delaware Valley Appliance for $1,245. It says replacement washer and dryer. Is that the one at Sharon Hill or the one at the high school or?
Not at my house.
The one in the back of Sharon Hill? Okay.
Washer and dryer?
Yeah, I know at the high school we have one that they wash all of the uniforms with. It's back in where Delaware Valley Appliance. It's back in
Mr. Young, by chance, do you know off the top of your head, we replaced a washer and dryer?
He said Sharon Hill.
He said Sharon Hill.
Where?
He said Sharon Hill.
Okay.
And
Sharon
I
Hill.
know the one at Sharon Hill was used
What's it used
to
for?
wash all the stuff for oh, I'm sorry, Harry. Go ahead.
So the question by several people, including myself around the table, what are we using the
are we
washer
washing?
and dryer at Sharon Hill for?
Primarily for the kitchen.
Okay.
Okay, for you, the linens and stuff there.
I have one at my
Okay.
school. Linens and towels and everything. That's what you wash.
Okay.
That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, ladies. Do I have a motion to approve the bills for payment in the amount of $607,906.58?
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. There is no old unfinished business. Now we're going to do the questions. Are there any questions on education item 1 through 3? There is no finance items. Are there any questions for human resources item 1 through 9?
I have one question.
Yes.
On the secretary that's moving from Sharon Hill to the curriculum office, I just wanted to know if there was a change in salary or is that
No, it's
is a lateral move?
It's a lateral move, same, it's a federation position to a federation position. The salary is set by position. Both are in the same secretary classification. Is that correct, Mr. Wilson?
Yes.
So that is correct. So it's just simply a lateral move.
Thank you.
Are there any questions on policy item 1? Are there any questions on property item 1 through 4?
I do want to acknowledge at the committee of the whole meeting, we had a discussion about property items 1 through 4 and a suggestion, possibly recommendation to consider the review of the services around an architect in the future and make sure that we are having the best possible services provided no matter who we go with. And if we decide, in this case, Bonnet Associates, that's fine. In future, we are wanting to look at what are the range of services available and indeed make a agreement that the service and of for the architect engineering services is indeed who we want to continue with for future projects, but not these projects.
Thank you, Dr. Bliss. Are there any comments from the public regarding agenda items?
They're all home in bed.
Just wait. The comments that I have here, there are no comments on agenda items.
New business. Do I have a motion to approve education
So
items?
moved. Oh, sorry. I apologize, Madam President.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. There's no finance again. Human resources. Do I have a motion to approve human resources 1 through 9?
So moved.
No, 2
Second.
through. 1, 2.
Second?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Jeff had a question.
No, I think it's cool.
Dr. Blitz?
That is fine if that's how the board wants to vote.
Well, how else would we have done it?
You want a roll call?
Oh, he was just asking if we need a roll call.
I don't think
Legally necessary.
Not legally necessary.
Would you like a roll call?
All in favor?
For what?
Aye.
Human resources 1 through 9.
I said so moved.
And I said second.
Any opposed? Motion's carry. Do I have a motion to approve policy item 1?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Do I have a motion to approve property items 1 through 4?
So-
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Community County Committee reports. Dr. Wilson, do you have a report of the Delaware County Community College?
Nope. And if I did, I couldn't say it tonight because I have no voice, but I do not have anything new, luckily. So.
Okay. Mr. McBride, do you have a report from the Delaware County Intermediate Unit?
Our report is in our folder.
Okay.
But I would like to, 2 things I would like to point out. One is the Aston campus project is moving along, expanding. Steel's gone up. It's going to be a great thing for DCIU to have be able to move children in from other facilities. Also, we approved the expansion of the Paulcroft Tech School to build on to that for early childhood intervention, which is going to be a great thing for the community and for DCIU, because the more buildings we get out of that we rent and get into our own buildings, it's the more money they save. So that's moving ahead.
Does that mean you're going to give it to us in the budgets?
In what? Salary?
No, in our budgets.
Oh, in your budgets? Well, I don't know about that.
I want to
I won't have no say in that.
Well,
I want to
they
thank
haven't actually asked us yet.
Mr. McBride for his service to the IU over the last 4 years. Thank you very much. I want to remind the board, likely prior to organization, we do need to identify a new person to sit on the Delaware County Intermediate Unit Board. I would assume Mr. Young is not eligible.
I don't know. We got a new superintendent, so that maybe we should ask her.
You have a new executive
Director.
Yes. Anyways.
No, the answer is no, I can't.
So
Right.
the
Well,
go ahead, Mr. McBride.
I talked to the DCIU, and we're going to, what I understand is we're going to try to do an early meeting, because apparently it causes so much turnover in the DCIU. They do not know if they're gonna have enough board members if they wait till December's board meeting. So, they're going to try to have an early meeting so we can have the meeting. This will give all the districts a chance for the reorganization to have their board meetings to appoint DCIU people. That was the last word I got from.
Okay, so likely a meeting the end of November
Yes, that's what they're shooting for.
and no meeting in December.
And probably no meeting in December. Right,
And January 2nd, 3rd being the next meeting.
yes. That,
Yeah.
right. This way they
So
can
we
have a
have 2
chance, because apparently we have a big turnover at the DCIU board members.
So that would work out well for us.
Right.
Absolutely.
Because when we identified you last time,
Mhm.
it was difficult to meet the December timeframe. I recall getting several phone calls
Right.
saying, why haven't you named? And I was struggling with how we could do that.
Right.
Without,
I do have a question. Our reorganization meeting on December 3rd, do we televise that?
December 4th, and yes, we
Or
televised.
December 4th? We can have a
December
Sunday.
4th, and yes, we televise that.
All right.
So it's not live televised, it's a delayed televised.
Okay.
Correct, Mr. Nurse? You have
In
it?
case I didn't have a chance to thank all
No.
the board members,
Do it
I
then.
figured I would do it.
Right.
Do it then. But thank you all. In case for some reason I'm not there. It's been an outstanding relationship experience. I know the board will stay together for the better of the school and the children, because that's why we're all here. It's for the children. And I know you guys will bring on new board members, educate them quickly, and move forward. And I thank you all.
And I will acknowledge you at
Saves
the
my speech.
reorganization
December
meeting.
3rd, 4th. Keep saying December 3rd. We mean Sunday?
December 4th.
December
Keep saying the
4th.
3rd. Keeps coming out.
PSBA Legislative
I know. Well, hey, I'm available.
So just a heads up on PSBA Legislative Committee. With the organization, I would love to have a board member assist in that. In your board packets, and we posted on our website, is the update of provided by the IU of the initiatives with the legislators in Harrisburg and also federally. The biggest issue has been a approval of a funding bill and a school code during the last month. So that's a positive. Hopefully all the dollars that are expected in that funding bill comes through. That is my report.
Thank you, Dr. Butts. Mr. DiOrio, do we have a solicitor's report? Nothing. Dr. Butts, is there any administrative updates?
Yes, there's a couple of items I do want to acknowledge. As was already indicated, Mr. Ed McBride will be leaving the board come this will be his last public meeting. Hopefully his last meeting, that we don't have to call a special meeting anytime between now and December 4th.
I'll be available.
So I do want to recognize his service to the district and thank you very much for your time and energy.
Thank you.
I also want to recognize Ms. Cavallari, who has also served the board, and her words of wisdom that she has provided me, and her words of wisdom to the board. Your perspective has been very valuable in conversations and discussions, both in the executive session and during the committee of the whole and the regular meetings. So thank you very much. I do strongly urge you to consider returning at some point, and definitely both of you to stay involved. We are beginning our comprehensive planning process, and likely your names will be considered to come back and help provide some words of wisdom as we start our strategic planning, our comprehensive planning, which needs to be completed by September, October of this upcoming school year. So, thank you very much.
And I also wanted to thank you, Dr. Butts, and thank you to the board. This experience in being able to serve my community. I've been a member of the Southeast Delco District for 15 years. I've lived here, and I have totally learned a lot about our district. I love our children. I appreciate the administrators, and I'm just happy that I've had the experience, and I'm still here. When called to serve, I believe that I should step up, so I appreciate the opportunity. I'm not going anywhere. I'll be here for you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
One final item. I want to thank the board for reappointing me, electing me as the superintendent going forward with a new agreement. I greatly appreciate what you have done. I do value the work that the administrative team has done, the teachers have done, the students have done during the time that I've been in the district since 2007. Well, my first contact with the district was when my mother and father-in-law lived in the district back in the 1980s. And since that time, I've grown very fond of this district. I enjoy working with the administration, and I thank you for your support. Thank you.
Are there any comments from citizens regarding non-agenda items?
We have 3, and potentially one that has 2 comments.
Ms. Raquel Hallman, would you please state your name and your full address, please?
Sure.
And you have 3 minutes.
Raquel, I have 2 cards though, but Raquel Holman, 1106 Trivet Avenue, Sharon Hill, PA 19079. I just figured since I'm here, I should talk, but we'll make this quick. I'm wondering about a lacrosse team, for a boys lacrosse team, for either junior high and or high school. My son plays lacrosse right now. He plays in Ridley, and at the rate that he's going, he's probably going to be in the Ridley School District come high school because we need to be able to play lacrosse and football. But I also was told out here that he possibly could pay, because there is no boys lacrosse team, he may be able to go play for another high school team while still attending Academy Park. But that's new information to me.
That you still have time. That
Okay.
would be new information to me. However, the boys lacrosse team has been raised by a couple individuals over the last half a year to a year. I have my doubts whether we would have enough interest, but we can check that. I would question, is there a collaborative way that we could have enough interest, maybe not a school-sponsored team? I believe if your son lives here, correct?
Mm-hmm.
He's playing for a club team in Ridley?
Yes.
Okay. So a club team is different. High school lacrosse, we can look at it. So we'll take your comment. We will consider it. We did start a girls lacrosse team about 4 years ago. and they have done very well. So the difficulty is a male playing on a girls lacrosse team generally is not a viable experience.
No, my son's not gonna do it. I can guarantee it.
As I said, generally not a viable experience.
Neither would my
Okay,
son.
so you have an additional time for your other comments?
Okay, the other question, it was just about consistency across the board. I think I've addressed this before, that it just seems like in the 4 different schools, 4 different first through 8th grade schools, it's just kind of inconsistencies in some of the policies that one school has that maybe another school applies differently, that maybe another, 2 schools may be the same. This school does something differently over this on this side. This school does something differently over that side. And what made me think about it was when we were doing the positive behavior and intervention. But Ms. Rice said that we actually have that. I think it may just not be as visible at Delcroft as it is at DTE. Like they just look like it's like bam there in your face versus, at Delcroft it might be a little different.
So, good concern, good question. We do try to get in the same general area across the district in terms of procedures, but we also do not always get there. But the principals have heard that. Dr. Ryan, excuse my voice, has heard that. We will continue to attempt to have consistency across all of our schools, similar programs. Okay. Excuse me. Anything else?
Anything else? Ms. Raquel?
No, not this week.
Okay. Thank you, honey.
Thank you.
Ms. Karima Saunders?
She left. Unfortunately.
Thank you, Ms. Saunders.
Madam President,
Yes.
that
Ms.
concern
Monroe.
was brought to me, and I told her to come to the school board meeting, but unfortunately, she has young children.
So
that is a major. When she said it to me, I told her she needs to bring it because that is a major concern. I think that is an area that really needs to be worked on.
So the concern on the card indicates, and we can reach out to this individual, Dr. Ryan, or you can hand it off as you see appropriate. The concern raised, or the comments section says, lack of communication between teachers and parents. So it's a communication piece.
Yes. So
Is that
which,
your understanding?
yes. So what
Okay.
my understanding was that she has put into writing how the teacher can contact her. However, the teacher told her she doesn't do that.
Okay.
And so she found out at report card conferences, which she has been asking for months. And she says, I don't, and this is what I was told, that I don't do email to parents. So I said, that can't be possible because you have to do email to your boss and your principal. And so what do you mean? So, and she was very, she's about to take her kids out the district. So I don't know what to do at this point.
If you could give a thumbnail sketch to Dr. Ryan,
Yes.
and then we can follow up specifically with the parent
Yes.
who raised the concern.
No problem.
Okay, thank you.
Announcements for future meetings of the board. Board organization is Monday, December 4, 2017 at 6 p.m. sharp. Dorothy. Board business meeting.
Plan on 5:30.
Okay, you have to be here 5:30 because you have pictures that have to be taken. Dorothy.
5 o'clock. 5 o'clock, Dorothy.
5:30 is fine.
Board business meeting will be on Thursday, December 21, 2017 at 7 p.m. Do I have a
So
motion?
moved.
Hey,
Second.
I wanted to say something.
Oh, I'm sorry. Tim.
Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Oh, you have a question? I'm sorry.
Oh, I didn't know. It was just a comment.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Excuse me.
I just want to remind all the parents that report card conferences are at Academy Park are at tomorrow evening at 6 o'clock. And come out and meet your teachers and, model that proper communication.
And before I adjourn this meeting, I just want to say to the administrators, the educators, to the students, and all who are involved in the Southeast Delco District, including the board, I wish you all a happy Thanksgiving, and eat well, enjoy it, because you have to get back here to school, but just have a happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Okay, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.